You got to be oriented towards something, because otherwise you're disoriented. You just spin around in circles and then you suffer, and so do people around you. It's not a good solution. Orient yourself towards something. You have to figure out what it is. What will work for you? What goal would justify the suffering of your life? Start trying to piece that together. You're going to get better at it, but it's a personal process. And you should use your education to inform that. So you need a personal place to stand, because otherwise you're going to be handed a place to stand on a plate. And it may be one that makes you a puppet of someone else's goals. So I would say, you know, what are the processes? Well, I think what I've recommended to people is clean up your room. That's a good start. Organize your local landscape. Schedule your time. Start taking control of yourself.
The innermost core of the world is manifestly revealed in our knowing. The harmony of laws ruling throughout the universe reveals itself precisely in human cognition. It is part of man's task to reveal the fundamental laws of the world that regulate all existence. These laws do not appear in the realm of reality in themselves. The very nature of knowledge is that the world foundation manifests itself in knowledge. This foundation is not found in the objective world. Knowing is, metaphorically speaking, a continual merging of one's life into the world's foundation. This view also throws light on our understanding of practical life. Our moral ideals determine the whole character of our conduct in life. Our moral ideals are the ideas we have of our tasks in life. In other words, the objectives we set ourselves to achieve by our deeds. Our conduct is part of the total world process. It is, therefore, also subject to the universal laws that regulate this process. Whenever something takes place in the universe, two things must be distinguished: the external course the event follows in space and time, and the inner law ruling it. To recognize the ruling law in the field of human conduct is simply a special case of cognition. To know oneself as a person who acts means to possess as knowledge the laws of conduct, the moral concepts and ideals that correspond to the deeds. It is this knowledge that our conduct conforms to law that makes our conduct our own. When these laws are our own, then our deeds are also our own creations. For in that case, the conformity to law is not something given from outside the object in which the activity appears. The laws are the content of the object itself that is engaged in living activity. The object here is our own ego. If the ego has really penetrated its deed with full insight, then it feels itself to be master of its conduct. As long as this is not the case, the laws ruling the deed confront us as something external. They rule us. What we do is done under the compulsion they exert over us. But this compulsion ceases as soon as their alien character has been transformed into our own ego's activity, and the deed completely originates within our own ego. Thereafter, the law no longer rules over us, but rules in us over the deed issuing from our ego. To carry out a deed in obedience to a law external to the person who acts is to be unfree. To carry out a deed in obedience to the person's own law is to be free. Thus, the process of cognition is the process of the development of freedom. Not all of our conduct has this character. There are many cases in which we do not know the laws of our conduct. This part of our conduct is the unfree part of our activity. In contrast, there is the other part, where the laws are completely our own. This is the realm of freedom. Only insofar as one is able to live in the free realm can he be called moral. To transform the unfree realm into the realm of free activity is the task of self-development for every individual, as well as the task of humanity as a whole. The most important problem of all human thinking is to conceive man as a free personality, grounded upon himself.